bikes have quick release lever. Everybody's familiar with that. You pull the quick release over, releases the tension. You hold the opposite side and you relieve some of the tension. You have to pay attention a little bit to the back. Oh, one brake. Yeah, no. The brakes typically have a brake release lever too, because the brakes stay real tight on the rim, and his is wide open. So, but on the side of his, there's a brake release lever, which gives you a little bit more room for the tire to come out. Flip that up. Going out is easy. It's going in that's coming back. But going out, you're basically pushing it down at an angle that direction. The tire, and see how
where the chain is.
Yes. Typically, you go ahead and move your chain down to the smallest cog. That's the other thing that'll help you do it really fast. Is move the chain down to the very smallest cog. You push it out that direction, and then you're going to get dirty if you don't clean your pot. So the thing to go back is you need to go that the middle part's going to have to go around the bottom of your sprocket coming back, and that's the part that's hard to get back. So the middle part has to go around. And always end up doing the same thing. And I hold the derailleur down and just push it right back around. Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's suck your tire. So that you get that.
Probably the #1 rule is to do this at home.
Yeah,
at least a couple of times.
Try this at home.
So
the thing is, you do the quick release,
stuck out on the road,
you push it down, it comes out fairly easily. All right, so you get a flat, you need a pair of these in your bag, the tire tools. And this is pretty simple. I usually don't start around the stem because it's real tight. But what you're trying to do, there's a bead right around the edge of the tire, and you're trying to catch it with the little flat edge of this. Like the kid uses screwdrivers, you always pop your tires. You stick them in. That's true. So you stick it in, you catch the bead, and these have little hooks. So the hooks go over, they'll catch a spoke. So you can get the first one in and just hold it. Some of the old rubber tires, I mean, you can probably just push it straight off, but this is an older tire. Then you get the second one, catch the bead, whoop, and it flips over. And after you get one or two, you can actually just run it around the side. Find the stem, pull the tire back. It's an old tire. And pull the tube out. Maybe. Oh, except for these have a little screw on it, which is, I think, rusted on there.
So do you let the tire on when you pull the tube off? Do you take the tire?
No, I just take one side of the tire off.
You don't take the tire off?
I don't take the entire tire off.
You don't really need that
Yeah.
on there either.
Anyway, you can flip it over, pull the tube out, and you're ready. Now the most important thing, not the most important thing, actually you do that, you want to run your fingers around the tire to assume that what it was may still be in your tire, because if you've ever changed the tube, you pop it up and it immediately pops again, you probably have a little wire.
And if it is, you got a bloody finger.
Right, and you may have a bloody finger.
Better than a second plateau, right?
Yeah.
And if you're doing this after a training ride or you're doing it at your house, you put air back in your tube and find out where the leak is. I mean, you can actually then match it up and find out and see if there is something there. Because if it's on the inside, it could be that your rim tape, this is an old tire, there's rim tape around this which protects from the nipples, and it protects the inside of the tube. And if your rim tape is bad, you can have a puncture on the inside. You can also just use duct tape. Duct tape works really well.
What baling wire?
Huh?
What baling wire?
I don't know about that. So always get one lip of the tire back on, and this is an old, you can stretch it. And if you put in a new tube, it's flat, like really flat, you want to put enough air in it so it does stay inside the rim. And just stick it all the way back in.
sticking it up into the rubber part?
I'm
Not
putting
on-
it into
not-
the, I'm sticking it into the tire right now.
So you're not putting it inside the rim, you're putting it in the tire?
Right now it's into the tire if you have a little bit of air, but then you go back and forth to make sure it is in the rim eventually. And again, on this, you want to do it, actually you want to find the stem and make sure the tire's in starting at the stem, because in the last part it gets really tight, so you don't want to be doing that by the stem.
You make it look so easy.
But when you get to the end, I mean, you get it as tight as you can at the very end, and you make sure the tube is up inside, and then you'll use the tire tools to flip the last little piece right back over. Or if it's an old tire, you can just use your fingers and flip it all the way in. Otherwise, you have to be careful with the last part because the tube is in there, and you will catch it. If you're doing the very last part, flipping it around, it's very easy to just pinch the tube. That's why you need to make sure the tube is in there. And so when you get to the last part, like 3 hands, hold it and flip it in. But you want to kind of get it straight and then push it off. Because if you keep going down, you will pinch the tire again and pop a hole. And then you have to knock on wood. I've never had a flat in a race.
That's awesome.